Chris, Charlie, what's up, guys?
Look at that flower-powered shirt, Brandon.
You're
Looking good. Look at that.
Just
Everything.
Look at
Throwing
that.
fireballs. I was like, if I'm ever going to wear this shirt in a junket, it can't be for Oppenheimer, you know?
It should only be for this. It should only be for this.
But that was that one definitely came in second place for sure.
Oh, good.
Of course,
Okay,
of
good,
course.
good,
Well,
good.
It's a
Guys,
different
listen,
kind of flower power, but it was-
I had so much fun watching this movie. I was like laughing out loud. I was having a great time. And I want to thank you guys for taking the time to talk about it first and foremost.
Oh, brother, thank you for saying that. It's
Yeah,
our pleasure.
We're happy.
Of course.
With it too. We're excited for people to get to see it.
Yeah, finally, man. And so I mean, I feel like everybody has grown up a Nintendo fan in some form or fashion. Like everybody's played Mario Kart, Super Mario, some version of a Mario game, Donkey Kong. And this movie delivers so much of what we know from those Nintendo worlds. So I would love to hear from you guys with your experiences. When you first, you take on Mario, you take on Luigi, what are the things you're thinking like, okay, this is what I hope we get to do. This is what I hope we get to see in this sort of world, in this sort of movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they really kind of packed it all in there. And then when I saw the movie for the first time, I felt as though, and this isn't just me pushing for people to see the movie a bunch of times, I was like, I'm going to have to watch this again because there's so much in there.
True.
Unfortunately, I am going to get to watch it again at the premiere. But you would want them to make a movie where they really kind of honored our childhoods and kind of put in those, nods to those games that we all grew up playing and loving. And then they did it, and then they did it times 1,000.
Yeah.
And there's so much in the movie. It's great.
It is all there. It's awesome. So I want to dissect the brotherly love here between Mario and Luigi. Charlie, in your opinion, does Mario give Luigi the respect he deserves, the big low bro deserves, or is he giving him like the Charlie Kelly work in the plumber industry?
No, I think there's plenty of respect there. It's just that Mario is so enthusiastic and gung ho that he can't help himself. It's like a dog with a bone, right? Like Mario sees the bone, and he's running towards it, and then Luigi has to kind of catch up and be like, "This is kind of crazy, Should we be running across the street just to get this bone? Let's see if there's cars." So I don't think he's being disrespectful. I just think it's Mario's nature.
Well, Luigi keeps up. Chris, there's this crazy piece of lore, and it's like not like official canon. There's like a crazy deep cut, but I'm going to show you this. I brought up this tweet to give you the example. It's a manga from 1996 that shows that mushrooms are actually the growing from corpses of Marios who failed the game. Now, this is not like, it's kind of lore, but it's kind of not. It was like a loosely Nintendo approved manga. I need to get your thoughts on this because you had to eat a lot of mushrooms in this one.
Right. Oh, my God.
Wow.
That makes me want to eat mushrooms even less. That's really amazing that you found that.
That is wild.
Wow.
That makes me wonder, like, are they having burials for these characters? Like when they don't because he's in the earth with that mushroom growing out of his back. That's dark, man. Don't show that to my kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep that between us. We'll keep that between us. I thought it was a ton of fun how in this movie, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you guys got to play with like the classic voices and your takes on the character. Right. Is it possible whether you could give me like a little tutorial on what it's like to sound like Mario and Luigi, or if you don't want to do that, I'd love to hear what it was like to kind of get to play with the different versions of these accents and these characters.
Well, I mean, it was really just a matter of trying various things and determining what would work and what wouldn't. And I think even the directors weren't exactly sure what they wanted to land on. It took, throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall and cutting it together, editing it together, figuring out what best fit these characters that would both honor the performances of voice talent who've done Mario before, but also make sense with the narrative that they crafted about these guys. You know what I mean? So trying to thread that needle. We tried a bunch of different things, and ultimately probably 3 or 4 sessions in over the course of whatever 2 years it was doing sessions for this, we zeroed in on, for me, the voice that I would use for Mario, and that always became the reference point. There was an audio reference that they would play every day before I got into, after I warmed up my voice and got into it and took my shoes off and got my headphones on. I was like, let's go. And they would play the reference pass. I go, wow, that's the voice. Okay, there we are. And I'd start there.
That's awesome. Now, I want to, like, if I watch this interview back later, I'm going to be like, I suck. I hate watching myself. I hate hearing myself. Like, it's just, I'm one of those people who, like, the anxiety gets to me, and then I know people are going to watch this interview. It's like, it's weird that I chose this profession in the first place. So I would love to, like, when you find that voice and you have this experience and you go back and watch yourself and listen to yourself, what is that like for you to experience it when you see it all finished? Like, how do you feel when you see it's like you putting on, a different voice, a performance. Like, What is your experience like in that regard, watching your own work?
Well, it's so much more than just our work. So I'm watching the work of hundreds, maybe even thousands of people on an animated cartoon. Right. So there's only a small percentage of me that's watching me. I'm watching you. I'm watching Nintendo's work. I'm watching Illumination. I'm watching all the great animators' work.
Yes.
So on an animated movie, especially, there's so much to see and take in that it kind of maybe drowns out the whatever insecurities you might have as a performer about yourself, because you're taking in all this amazing work that you just can't see when you're in a recording booth.
Yes.
So in some ways, it's really exciting to get to see an animated movie and just to see all the work that goes into it. Also, just in terms of like hearing my voice, 16 years of sitting in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia editing room, you get used to it and you eventually give up and be like, well, this is what it is. It's just, this is what I sound like. There's no fixing this.
It's true. It's like if you do something that's like a live action film, I used to never want to watch dailies. I remember there was this Michael Caine on acting thing, and he was like, never watch the rushes, never watch dailies. And I thought, wow, I can't ever watch. And dailies are basically, all of the previous takes that were flagged that would be good takes from the previous day. You watch dailies. And I hated watching dailies, but I realized when I finally would watch the movie that the movie is not, it's to speak what you said, the movie is not built around just my performance. It's my performance being polished by audio, video, color correcting, editing, and all of these things. And so hearing my voice back, it would probably make me cringe if it hadn't been polished and combined with extraordinary animation, wonderful editing, an amazing score, and the thousands of collaborative efforts of various folks. So
yeah.
Long answer is, when it's in concert with everyone else, I love watching it. I'm really proud of the way it sounds. I think it's great. I'm really thrilled.
That's awesome. I love that you guys have that experience, and that's really cool, man. I can't wait to watch it again and see you guys work again and the whole team. Charlie, they want me to ask you, and I personally want to know this. I mean, listen, we got like shades of it because Luigi was kind of scared a lot in this movie. Luigi's Mansion is a constant theme for this character, a big old game that I loved on GameCube. Do you want to do that? Do you want to see that in the future? Is that...
Yes, no, I do. Big time.
Am I the first person to ask you that today? Yes, right?
You're not the first, but like, let's get that out in the zeitgeist. Let's make this happen, okay? I am in. I'm
here for it. Yeah, I'll go shout it from the rooftops for you. And Chris, I got to ask you, because I'm also it'll come as no surprise, but I'm a huge fan of your work in Guardians of the Galaxy, man. I mean, so many of your projects, but I love that film. And I'm not going to ask, I don't want to go too far down that hole, but it's weird for me to go into that movie. Like, I'm so excited, but I'm going into it knowing this is the end of that story, at least in some fashion. I would love to hear from you, if you're willing to speak about it, what it was like to know that you wrapped up the trilogy. You're saying goodbye to people who you've been working with for a decade.
Wow, it was really emotional. For so many reasons that, like, it would take too long in this interview to even get into, but it just was emotional. There's a lot of gratitude around the fact that James Gunn actually directed it and was able to do that. Just grateful that he even gave me the job to begin with. It felt gratifying knowing that critics had said that it would likely be the first Marvel movie to bomb, and what was that going to be like to be the first Marvel movie to not be successful? Like, to take these characters that no one knew and now have them be household names, and to be part of that, and to have rides around the world. Like, it's been an incredible 10 years. And so to wrap it up in this way, it's a little bit like, your last day of school when you're a senior. It's like you're so excited that it's over, but at the same time, you don't know if you're going to see any of your friends ever again. And some of them are going off to college, and some of them are leaving, and some are going to the army. And it's like entering a new phase, a new chapter of your life. It's the turning of a page. So it's exciting.
None of them are going to the army, though.
Yeah.
None of them are going to join the army. I'm going to go on a limb here and be like, not one of them is going to join the army.